I want to ask you something, and I need you to answer it honestly. What is your retirement number? Not the number you think you should have, the one actually in your head right now, the figure you are vaguely aiming toward. 1 million, 2 million, whatever felt large enough to sound safe when you first heard it. Where did that number come from? Did you calculate it from your own spending? Did you adjust it for inflation? Did you account for how long it actually needs to last? Or did you borrow it from a headline, a podcast, a calculator that asked for your age and income, and spat out a number that felt authoritative enough to keep? Most women I talk to have a retirement number that belongs to someone else, a number borrowed from a general rule, shaped by someone else's expenses, built for someone else's life. And the gap between that borrowed number and the real one, the one that comes from your actual spending, your actual timeline, your actual life, that gap is the thing quietly putting retirement further away than it needs to be. I am Maxine. I am Rich Auntie Knows. And today I am going to show you how to calculate your real retirement number, the one that belongs to your life, not someone else's, and the 4-step framework that gets you there, because the number is more specific than you think and more reachable than the industry wants you to believe. Here is the real retirement number framework. Step 1, calculate your personal number using the rule of 25. Step 2, inflation adjust that number for the year you actually plan to retire. Step 3, apply a conservative Social Security credit to find your real portfolio target. Step 4, fund it through the three-piece structure that makes the number reachable on almost any income. That is the framework. Now, let me walk you through each step and show you why most people get every single one of them wrong. Step 1, the rule of 25. And before I explain it, I want to say something about the number most people are working with instead. $1 million became the cultural shorthand for retirement because it sounds large, it is easy to remember, and it has been repeated so many times that it feels like a fact. It is not a fact, it is a placeholder, a borrowed number that belongs to no one's actual life and was never calculated from anyone's actual spending. For some women, it is too small. For others, it is larger than they will ever need. For almost no one is it exactly right, because it was never built from anyone's real numbers. Here's the formula that produces your real number. You take your estimated annual spending in retirement and you multiply by 25. That is your retirement number. The result is the portfolio size at which you can withdraw 4% per year, covering your full annual expenses without depleting the principal. This formula comes from something called the Trinity Study, one of the most rigorous analyses of retirement portfolio sustainability in financial history. The 4% withdrawal rate was tested against every major market downturn of the last century: the Great Depression, the 1970s stagflation, the dot-com crash, the 2008 financial crisis. In every scenario tested, a diversified portfolio sustained a 4% annual withdrawal for at least 30 years. In most scenarios, it grew. So if you spend $40,000 a year, your number is 1 million. If you spend 50,000, your number is 1.25 million. 60,000, 1.5 million. 80,000, 2 million. Not a number borrowed from a podcast. The number that comes from your own monthly spending multiplied by 12, multiplied by 25. That is your number. And a number built from your own life is one you can actually plan toward. Step 2, inflation adjustment. And this is the part of the retirement calculation that almost every casual personal finance conversation leaves out entirely. The $40,000 you spend today is not the $40,000 you will spend in retirement. Inflation runs at an average of 3% annually in the United States. Over 25 years, at 3% inflation, the purchasing power of $40,000 today requires $83,600 to replicate. You need more than twice as much income in retirement to buy the same life you are living right now. This means that the retirement number most people calculate, based on today's spending without any inflation adjustment, is significantly understated before they even finish writing it down. A 35-year-old planning to retire at 65 on $40,000 in today's dollars does not need $1 million. She needs the portfolio that sustains 83,600 in annual withdrawals. Her real retirement number is 2.09 million, not 1 million, 2 million. I want to say clearly, this is not a reason for despair. It is a reason for precision. Because the woman who plans around the inflation adjusted number builds the right target from the beginning, rather than arriving at 65 with $1 million, assuming it is enough, and discovering 18 months into retirement that the purchasing power is not what the number suggested. The shortcut: divide 72 by 3, the inflation rate, and you get 24. Your spending requirement roughly doubles every 24 years. A 35-year-old retiring at 65 has a 30-year inflation runway. The life she is planning for costs approximately twice what the life she is living costs right now. That is the number she needs to build toward, not the one in her head. I want to pause here for a moment and say something that does not get said enough in personal finance conversations. Calculating your real retirement number, sitting down with your own expenses, running the inflation math, building a target that belongs to your actual life, is itself a form of wealth that many of us were not handed. Many of our mothers did not have a retirement number. Many of our grandmothers did not have a plan. They had a prayer and a hope and the expectation that something would work out before it needed to. The idea of calculating a specific coordinate and building toward it with intention was not a conversation that happened at the table. The fact that you are here, doing this math, being the first person in your family to treat your retirement like a number you can actually calculate and reach, that matters. You are not just building your retirement, you are building a new baseline for everyone who comes after you. That is not a small thing, that is the whole thing. Step 3: the Social Security credit. And I want to be honest about how to use this number, because most retirement conversations either ignore Social Security entirely or treat it as a guarantee it has not earned. Social Security is real, it is funded, and for most of us, it will provide meaningful retirement income. The Social Security Administration projects the average retired worker in 2026 receives approximately $1,907 a month, $22,884 a year. That benefit changes your retirement number significantly. If you need 50,000 a year and Social Security provides 22,884, the gap your portfolio needs to cover is $27,116. Your adjusted retirement number is 27,116 multiplied by 25, $677,900, not 1.25 million. The Social Security benefit cuts the required portfolio almost in half for someone in the average benefit range. But here is the caveat every honest retirement conversation must include. The Social Security Trust Fund faces a projected shortfall by 2033 without legislative changes. Benefits could be reduced to approximately 77% of scheduled amounts. A 30-year-old planning retirement in 35 years should not build her entire plan around full benefits as they exist today. The responsible approach: plan for 75 to 80% of your projected benefit. Treat anything above that as a cushion, not a cornerstone. Build toward the fully self funded number. Let Social Security make retirement more comfortable rather than make it possible. Step 4: the three-piece funding structure that makes your real retirement number reachable on almost any income. The retirement number looks large in isolation: 1.5 million, 2 million, 2.09 million after inflation adjustment. Looking at those numbers from a current net worth of 50 or 100,000 produces a kind of numerical vertigo, a sense that the distance is so vast that the monthly contribution is almost irrelevant. Here's why that feeling is wrong. Compounding does not work linearly. The monthly contribution is not filling the retirement number dollar by dollar. It is building a base that generates its own contributions. The larger the base, the faster it grows in absolute dollar terms. You are not funding the retirement number. You are funding the base that eventually funds the number on its own. The three pieces are this. First, the Roth IRA, maxed at $7,500 a year, $625 a month in 2026. A 35-year-old who does this every year in a zero-fee S&P 500 index fund at the historical average of 10% annually arrives at 65 with approximately $1.48 million dollars in today's dollars before Social Security, before any 401k contributions, before any contribution increase over 30 years. Second, the employer 401k match captured in full. A 3% match on a $55,000 salary is $1,650 a year in free money. Added to the Roth IRA, the combined annual investment of $9,150 produces approximately 1.8 million over 30 years at 10%. Third, a conservative Social Security credit of 75% of your projected benefit, approximately $18,000 annually. That credit, applied to the portfolio requirement, effectively drops the amount your portfolio needs to generate by $450,000. The maxed Roth IRA plus the captured employer match plus the conservative Social Security credit covers a retirement spending level of $72,000 a year in today's dollars, without any contribution increase over 30 years. You do not need a dramatic income or a perfect starting point. You need the three pieces in place and the time to let them run. And here is the thing about your retirement number that most financial content skips because it is counterintuitive. The portfolio does not stop growing when you retire. It continues compounding. At the moment you retire with 1.48 million in a Roth IRA invested in a low-cost index fund, the annual return at 10% is $148,000. You withdraw 59,200, your 4% sustainable withdrawal. The portfolio retains 88,800 in growth after the withdrawal. Your retirement account is not shrinking, it is growing. In year two, the base is larger, the return is larger, and the amount remaining after the withdrawal is larger again. The retirement number is not a pool of money that drains over time. It is a self-sustaining engine. And inside the Roth IRA, that engine runs without a tax bill. The 148,000 in annual returns generates no tax liability. The 59,200 withdrawal is 59,200 in your hands. The IRS cannot touch it. Not during the building years, not during the retirement years. Not ever. I want to go back to the question I asked you at the beginning. What is your retirement number? If the answer is still the one you borrowed, the $1 million from the headline, the 2 million from the calculator, the figure that felt large enough to sound safe, I want you to replace it today. Not with a bigger number that scares you more, with your number, the one that comes from your own monthly expenses, multiplied by 12, multiplied by 25. Inflation adjusted for the year you actually plan to retire, reduced by a conservative Social Security credit, and funded through the three-piece structure that makes it reachable without a dramatic income or a perfect starting point. Here's what that woman looks like at 65. She calculated her real number in her 30s. She built toward it through the Roth IRA running every month, the employer match captured in full, the index fund compounding without interruption. She did not borrow someone else's number and hope it was right. She built her own and knew exactly what she was aiming at. And when she retired, she did not retire into a pool of money that drains. She retired into an engine, $1.48 million, generating 148,000 in annual returns, sustaining her withdrawal, growing larger every year. She is alive to spend it. That woman started with the same step you are about to take right now. Here's your one action this week. Calculate your real retirement number. Take your current monthly expenses and multiply by 12. Apply the rule of 72. Your spending requirement doubles roughly every 24 years to inflation adjust for your retirement timeline. Multiply that inflation adjusted annual figure by 25. That is your target. Then look at what your current Roth IRA contribution produces at 10% over your remaining working years. The gap between those two numbers is your planning gap. And a gap you can see is a gap you can close. Because somebody should have told us sooner. I will see you in the next video.